What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. First and foremost, I hope everyone had a great weekend, but we are back with some more videos. We did upload on Sunday because of the DeMar DeRozan thing that happened with Sacramento over the weekend, but we got to talk about a team that is also in California, that being the Los Angeles Clippers. Because similar to how we did the Warriors rebuild, we did them after they had lost Klay Thompson, so we're going to be doing the same thing with the Clippers here after they've lost Paul George. They've added a few players since that has happened, so let's go ahead and jump in and let's do this Los Angeles Clippers rebuild since Paul George's departure. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like in this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We're currently on the road to 50,000 subs right now. You know, it would be really cool if we reach it before the year is over. I don't know if we will, but you know, still, if you want to hit the sub button, help us out, it'd be awesome. So I think for this Clippers rebuild today, we are going to try to win a championship still with Kawhi Leonard, maybe James Harden. I don't know that for a fact, but we are going to try to make things work with Kawhi for today's video. When we do the new look series, I think we will try to trade Kawhi. I think that'd probably be the better route to go, but today I'm going to try my best to make things happen with Kawhi. It also makes sense for them to try to continue to win because, of course, they don't own their future picks for a while since the James Harden trade and the Paul George trade. So in order for this to work, we got to make sure Kawhi doesn't regress like crazy. So similar to what we've been doing lately with some of these old players that have moved, we did it with DeMar DeRozan yesterday. We're going to move Kawhi Leonard to a peak end age of 40, so he should be good for a while. All right, so we also have James Harden. I guess we could do the same thing with him, technically. Since these guys are both super old, we can just kind of move. I guess not super old, but, you know, in 2K standards, these guys are old and regress, like, just very quickly. So, I think the Clippers offseason is still incomplete, but they've added Derek Jones Jr., Kevin Porter Jr., they added, like, Mo Bamba and Chris Dunn. So they've done a few things here and there, but like I said, I still think there's more work that they probably are going to be looking to do. So we are going to move Kawhi Leonard to small forward. Let's just go ahead and start with that. That way he's not playing power forward. I actually have no clue what our starting five is about to look like, but let's just go ahead and get into free agency. So no restricted free agents to worry about. So when we get into free agency, I don't believe we have the money to do anything crazy. So yeah, we're pretty much locked into what we have. So if we take a look, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Porter Jr., Chris Dunn, and Bones Highland is a huge logjam at the point guard spot. I know there's rumors about potentially trading Russell Westbrook away. That, of course, has not happened to this moment. You have Norman Powell, Terrence Mann, and Joshua Primo. So our shooting guard spot looks fine. Derek Jones Jr. is the brand new small forward, as we know. Nicholas Batum just got brought in. So maybe we have to continue to play Kawhi at the 4. That way Derek Jones Jr., I guess, starts. Maybe we do that, and then Zubac and Mo Bamba is on our center rotation. So yeah, this team does not look good, to be honest. It's not that great. We definitely have our work cut out for us today. So I think where we'll go ahead and start with is probably sending Russell Westbrook out, simply because that's already a rumor as it is anyway. And as you can see, we have a very big logjam at this point guard spot at the very moment. We'll probably move Terrence Mann to the back of small forward. Move Kawhi back down to the 4, I guess, in this scenario. And then play Kevin Porter Jr. at the 2 guard. I don't know what we'll do exactly, but we'll figure it out. But let's go ahead and try to dump Russell Westbrook out of here to save even more money for this Clippers team. Today's video is brought to you by 2 softwares that try to make you better at sports betting. So if you're someone that loves to bet on sports, whether it's baseball, hockey, football, basketball, whatever it may be, this is the kind of tool that you want, or both softwares, I should tell you, that absolutely help you with that. Now, again, like I usually say when I show these, at this time of the day, there's not a ton of value on the board. You know, the last baseball game is on, and other than that, there's really not much else going on. But very early value for tomorrow. There is an early game tomorrow, over 4.5 strikeouts. This is not the best play in the world, but what you're basically seeing is that you have 4 or 5, like 6 different sports books that are heavily favoring him to go over his strikeout count, which is why this would be a profitable play to plug in on Prize Picks. And what DGF really does, it breaks to, or it's really useful for DFS apps, just Prize Picks, Underdog, Better, Dabble, whatever, you know, DFS app you use. This is the kind of tool you definitely want. They also have an AI slip generator, a tool that actually builds the slips out for you, and it's actually up 1,200 units since it has started back in August, which is nice. And then another tool I absolutely love, and as you can see, there's nothing on the board because there's nothing. But basically, same thing. It finds discrepancies just like this tool does, but instead, the positive EV tool, as they do have a fantasy optimizer as well to, you know, show you those DFS apps, such as Prize Picks. But what the EV tool does, and they also have like an arbitrage tool. So a lot of different things this OddsJams offers as well. But basically what this does, it compares discrepancies, finds you the best price, and it focuses more on the traditional sports books such as FanDuel, DraftKings, and all that. So if you want to check out either tool, both of them have made me insanely profitable sports betting. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I've always loved betting on sports, and I've always, been pretty bad at it. But since I've started these, I've been incredible at it. So make sure you guys check out both softwares. Links are down in the description below. If you use my code, you get some percentages off. Make sure to check them out. Other than that, let's get back to the video. So I know there were some rumors about potentially Russell Westbrook going to the Nuggets. So we're going to try to make this trade happen. Now, we're not getting both Peyton Watson and Zeke Naji. I can't see the Nuggets doing this, but I could see them sitting out Zeke Naji to maybe save even more money. Of course, Denver's another team that's right up against that second apron. So we are going to go ahead and send Russell Westbrook to Denver to get Zeke Naji in return. That gives us a young player to maybe be excited about. Maybe he can develop and be our backup power forward or backup center in the future. So we're going to go ahead and do this trade with the Denver Nuggets. So Russell Westbrook has been sent out of here now. He goes back, or not back because he's never been in Denver, but he goes to Denver and he's out of here. And yeah, so we got that solved. And now we can move Terrence Mann to small forward. And I'll put secondary positions on there for you guys. I know some of you guys get, upset about that crap. I don't know why, but and then we can send who was the other guy? Kevin Porter Jr. So Kevin Porter Jr. I'll probably do secondary position point guard still, so we'll do something like that. So it'll be James Harden, Chris Dunn, or Bones Highland getting those minutes. It'll be Norman Powell, Kevin Porter Jr., Kawhi Leonard, and then we'll move Kawhi to the 4, and then Zeke Naji. We'll see if he ever becomes anything. So we'll move Kawhi back to power forward, and then that's what we'll roll with. So that is going to be our lineup going into next season. So let's go see what it's about to look like. So player progression, you have James Harden going down. You have Kevin Porter Jr. up 11 overall. That is because I had to do something in this foul to, get him on this Clippers team in the first place. But, yeah, he was originally 79. But he's like, I did some, player DNA stuff. That's why it says he went up 11 overall. So, but yeah, other than that, team's looking pretty good for the most part. So we'll go ahead and see what we're about to look like going into year number 1. And I'm curious to see what 2K is about to think of this Clippers team. Are we going to make the playoffs? Are we going to miss it? I don't really know how to judge this team. I feel like if I was judging the Western Conference right now, I don't even know if I'd put this team in the play-in. I'm not sure yet. I would have to really break it down and look. But I don't know, man. For some reason, I feel like this team may not be good enough in the West to get it done. But I could be wrong. Let's go ahead and cut a couple guys, though. So we have to cut, I guess we're not cutting Cam Christie. Though, actually, we got some tough decisions to make if we're going to cut anybody. So Chris Dunn, is there anybody we can cut, technically? I guess we could cut Chris Dunn, although they just signed him. Because, Bones Highland's going to get the minutes over him, right? Is there anybody else? We could try to send out PJ Tucker, but he has $11 million, and maybe that's useful at the deadline. Kobe Brown, of course, is one of our rookies. Ignacio just brought in. Primo. I feel like we got to cut Chris Dunn and Mo Bamba. I don't really know what else we do. Mo Bamba's technically our backup 5 right now, though. So we cut Chris Dunn, unfortunately, even though they just signed him. And then I wish I could put, Cam Christie on a 2-way, but I can't really do that. I think he was a second-round pick. Yeah, second-round pick. Tucker, I kind of want to have that salary at the deadline potentially to use, which is why I don't want to cut him. I know he'd be the easy one to get rid of, but I guess it's going to have to be Mo Bamba because he's also making minimum type money. So yeah, that is what we'll roll with. So kind of sucked we had to cut those guys, but whatever. So let's go to a 10-minute rotation and let's see what this is about to look like. So we got James Harden, Norm Powell, Terrence Mann, Kawhi Leonard, Zubac, Kevin Porter Jr., Derrick Jones Jr., Bones Highland, Nicholas Batum, and Amir Coffey is our rotation. So we'll see how that goes. We'll go ahead and simulate year number 1 with this team. Paul George is officially gone. Very curious to see how this team does with him gone and if 2K has any belief in this team doing good. So that is definitely going to be interesting to see. And then shot tendencies, just want to take a look at this. So Kawhi Leonard, let's make sure, he's taking a ton of shots. James Harden, we need you to step up, my friend. If we're going to do anything, you're going to have to be better. And then that might be it. So, all right. We'll simulate this season. Maybe I'll stop at the deadline and use that PJ Tucker salary. But we'll see what we end up being at the deadline. Right now, though, we're off to a very piss-poor start. So we are at the trade deadline as promised. And I'm trying to get a new backup 5 in the building. And I kind of like the idea of potentially going after Clint Capella, who is on an expiring contract. We could probably re-sign him for a lot cheaper as well. He'll be the backup to Zubac. I really like the idea of this. I kind of looked into someone else as well, but I couldn't pull off a trade. So we are going to try to see if we can get Capella. Another good option I think would be interesting is Wendell Carter, who matches Tucker's salary almost perfectly, but he'd be pretty cool as well. But let's start with Clint Capella, who could back up Zubac. So we're going to have to throw in a little bit of salary here, but thankfully we are under the second apron now, so we can get away with this. So PJ Tucker. Now, it's saying that we could just do this trade without it because it says we have a Paul George trade exception, which just isn't true. So I am going to still try to match Capella's salary here. So how can we do that? So we could send out Terrence Mann as well. We do have to resign after this season anyway. And, if we get... I honestly don't mind this because we can move Kawhi Leonard back to small forward, although Terrence Mann's having a pretty good season from 3. there anybody else? We could throw Norm in here maybe. So with the Hawks, would they want Norm Powell? I mean, we could try. Let's see. So maybe we do this. So Clay Capella and PJ Tucker or Norm Powell and PJ Tucker for Capella. We get off Norm Powell's salary, and maybe the Hawks are looking to get better. I don't know. Does that match? Do the Hawks, so that's about, and it probably reads that they have a trade exception as well because of a DeJounte Murray trade. So I'm going to try to match the salary. So that's about $30 million. And then, so we need like $9 more million in here for the salaries to kind of match. So maybe we could squeeze out Larry Nance out of them too. So like PJ Tucker, Norm Powell for Capella and Larry Nance. And then maybe we send out our 2025 pick swap anyway. That goes to this is going to be, swapped with the Thunder, but we give that up. I think we could do this. Let's go ahead and see. They don't agree. They want Amir Coffey. They'll give me a 2029 first round pick, which is kind of crazy. Unprotected Atlanta pick. I mean, them trading an unprotected pick doesn't make any sense. But getting Capella and Larry Nance at the deadline is a pretty solid move. Is this too much though? We're trading a first round pick that's gonna be late in this draft. I mean, despite it being late, it still could be a good player. Don't get me wrong. It's a stacked draft class. So maybe we don't do this. Maybe we just try to keep it. Maybe we don't force getting maybe we just try to keep it Norm for Capella straight up, and then we try to trade like a couple seconds in this trade instead of doing a first round pick in this draft. And they agree. Okay, so we'll do that. So Norm is out of here. So now that's gonna move Kevin Porter Jr. to the starting 5, which I'm not sure I love. But I guess that's probably what we roll with for this year at the moment. I think I'd almost rather start, but that gives us a new backup center, which is fantastic in Capella. So Derek Jones Jr., Terrence Mann. I think I'd almost rather start Terrence Mann at the 2 guard than start Kevin Porter Jr. I think I like Kevin Porter as like a backup. I think having Kevin Porter and Bones Highland as like backup guards is like a lot of good scoring to come off the bench. So I'm fine with that. So I think we'll move Mann back to shooting guard, and then he'll be our starter. I think I like that a little bit more. I think that makes a little bit more sense. We'll do something like that. Now, we have to make Kevin Porter Jr. a non-starter because if we don't, he's going to start anyway. But I like him and Bones Highland as like a 1-2 punch off the bench. So that's what we'll roll with. All right. So that should give us our starting 5 now. So that's going to be James Harden, Terrence Mann, Amir Coffey, Kawhi Leonard. I wish it was Derek Jones Jr. starting instead of Amir Coffey because obviously Derek Jones Jr. is a better overall. So we'll do that. We'll also make the rest of the season with Capella in town. So, which by the way, we're over 500 by 2 games. But as I mentioned in today's video, the goal is to try to win with Kawhi, and I think that's a good first step in acquiring a really good backup 5 in Capella. So at the end of year 1, things go pretty damn well, which I'm excited about. So Luka Doncic wins MVP. Alex Sarr is your Rookie of the Year. Russell Westbrook, 6th man in Denver, so shout out to him. I'm glad he got to a good opportunity in Denver. Depoy goes to Wemby. You got Cade with Most Improved, and Anthony Edwards, your clutch player, and Rick Carlisle is your Coach of the Year, and Tyler Jamison is your executive. So here's your NBA first team with Luka, Nikola Jokic, Halliburton, Wemby, and Anthony Edwards. All NBA second team and all NBA third team. So you don't get any Clippers representatives, but one thing we do have, Kawhi does make an all-defensive second team, which is great. But one thing we do get, as I mentioned, is we get a 3rd seed appearance in the Western Conference. So we have to feel pretty damn good about that at least. So here are your player stats. You had 27 from Kawhi, 23 and 10 from Harden. Obviously boosting their shot tendencies helped out a ton. But yeah, Kevin Porter Jr. did pretty good off the bench as well with 15. And then Bones Highland with 11, Capella with 10 and 10. So there will be a lot of re-signs this offseason for sure. So we'll see how that ends up going. But we're going to go into this and kind of see how things go. So we're going to run a 9-man rotation for the playoffs. I think that only makes sense. So 9-man rotation, play our 9 best players here. And let's see if we can get a playoff series under our belt. So we got the Pelicans around 1. We have CJ, Murray, Ingram, Zion, Isaiah Jackson, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, and Alvarado. Somebody current round against that. And we are going to be up 3-2 at the moment. And we beat them in 6. So we do get a 2nd round appearance. So that's fantastic. Even with Paul George gone, we make it out. And wow, Orlando swept Paul George and the Sixers over here, which is kind of insane. Okay, well, now we get the Dallas Mavericks. So we have Luka, Kyrie. They got Taurean Prince. So I guess the Bucks ended up waiving Prince, I guess. I don't know. Klay Thompson, of course. But it is Luka Doncic. The Mavericks and the Clippers have battled so many times in the playoffs, as we know. So here goes nothing. Somebody current round, and they're up 3-2. It looked like for a moment we might have had an edge there, but unfortunately, we are going to go down 3-2. But that doesn't mean we're done for sure yet. We got to win Game 6 to force the Game 7 back to Dallas, and if we do, that would be fantastic. And it's looking decent right now. We might actually do so. So we are going to force a Game 7 at the very least. So things look pretty good. James Harden giving you 44, averaging 30 in the playoffs right now. Really can't complain about that. So if we're getting that kind of James Harden out of in LA next year, which we haven't seen that James Harden in quite some time, that would be fantastic. But I don't know if we'll get that. But now we got a close Game 7 on our hands. We do have the lead here at the very end. Do we keep it though? And it's looking, oh, okay. And we do beat them by 1 point. We are going to the conference finals. Zubac had an incredible game, and now we get the Denver Nuggets. So we did end up giving them Russell Westbrook, which ended up being the 6th man. So we'll end up, we'll see how this goes. We got a tough competition ahead of us, but the fact that we've made it this far is already incredible in itself. So let me come around against the Nuggets, and we're up 3-1. Do we get to the finals in year 1? We do. Holy moly. All right. Well, now we get the New York Knicks in the finals. The Knicks, of course, have built a really good team as well in New York, so we got our work cut out for us here as well. They have OG coming off the bench, which is kind of wild since he's making like $40 million. But whatever. We'll see what happens. Someone in current round against the Knicks, and they're up 3-1. Damn, we got this far. Kind of crazy that as soon as we get rid of Paul George, we made it to the finals, though. I will say that. But it looks like the Knicks may have our number. I mean, I didn't know if we've done enough to get to this point anyway. So I'm just kind of happy we made it. But of course, the ultimate goal is bringing home a championship. But I mean, if you're a Clippers fan and this team ends up making it to the finals next year, I think you'd be pretty happy about that. But here's all your retirements. We do have Batum retiring, which is fine. Let's go to the lottery now and let's figure out what we're going to do next. So draft lottery time. We almost sent out our 2025 pick, but we did not. So we do keep it. It ends up being 28. So of course, like I said, maybe it would have been fine to send it out. No big deal, but we have it. So there will be a lot of decisions to make this offseason because, like I said, we got a lot of free agents. And I don't know if that's going to open up a lot of cap space. It definitely could because, PJ Tucker will be off the books. Bones Highland will be off the books. Not that he was making a ton of money. Terrence Mann is off the books completely. So I don't know if that's going to open up a salary slot for us, but it might. And I'm not sure if we could use that to like draft or to trade for somebody, but we or not trade for someone, sign someone, I should say. But pick 28, I think I'll just draft with this pick. So let's just go ahead and do that. So let's just draft at pick 28 and see what we get. So at 28, we can draft Aaron Bradshaw as a 3rd string center, but I think we kind of have that locked down. Maybe we draft, who do we want? Stojakovic. Is there anybody that has like all-star ceiling? Okay, Bo Fall does. So the centers do. I mean, Bradshaw, what does his say? All-star as well. I guess we draft Bradshaw. I think he might be the best player available. I could be wrong on that. But we'll take him. So he ends up being a 74 overall. Not too bad. So we're going to accept both these guys. Kevin Porter Jr. will accept his option as well. And then Bones Highland and Primo are both free agents, which I'll extend the offers on them for now. All right, for free agency, Zubac and Capella. So both our centers are free agents. So do we have like a... We do have a max salary slot. Not a max. Not quite a max, but it's almost there. But, I mean, we kind of have our stars, it seems like, with Kawhi and James Harden. I mean, James Harden might get even worse next year. That's definitely a possibility. But I think we're going to roll with these two guys being our stars next year. I'm going to move quite a small forward this year, though. I really want to play him there rather than power forward. So that means Derrick Jones Jr. will be the backup, which is fine. We need to find a starting power forward. And now I do wonder, can I get away with Zeke Naji as the starting or as a backup forward at the very least? Because I know he can shoot a little bit if I'm not mistaken. I know he doesn't play a ton, but I'll move him there for now. And we'll probably re-sign both Capella and Zubac. So that's going to be a lot of money dedicated to the 5 spot, but both of them are going to be worth it. And then we'll re-sign Bones Highland and probably, yeah, I mean, and then we basically need a starting power forward after that. So we'll see what we can do to figure that out. So, yeah, let's just go ahead. So, I mean, Zubac is asking for a little bit more money than I want to give him. Terrence Mann as well, I think we bring back, so that's another guy. So yeah, we're gonna be spending a lot of money on some re-signs here, but I think all these guys are necessary role players to bring back. So Terrence Mann, Bones Highland's not asking for too much either. So these are some pretty good contracts. And now, so I'm gonna wait to see if Zubac and Capella. I don't want to renounce either of them. I'm gonna see if they get offers, because if they get offers, then we gotta strike. But if they don't, we might be able to get them fairly cheap. I don't know if I can get that lucky, but we are going to secure Terrence Mann and Bones Highland, so that's good. All right, so Zubac has 12 offers now. They're not good offers, though. So we're going to just keep gambling. Let's just make sure Zubac is not getting good offers because I want to, lower our cap as much as possible. I don't really want to pay Zubac $26 million a year. I mean, I guess Hardenstein just got a lot of money, but I don't know, man. That seems like a lot. So Capella, I don't know if I want to give him like a 4-year deal, but if I can give him for like, again, you know what? Let's get to day 12 and let's see if we can get them for as cheap as possible. All right, so I didn't go to day 12. I actually just went ahead and went to day 8. I'm just nervous that one of them's going to leave us. So I'm going to sign Capella to his deal. Zubac just to make sure. So we're still his best offer. and would have resigned Zubac. It's a little bit more rich than I'd want to spend, but I wanted to keep these last few days open because we still need to figure out our power forward position, which we may not be able to do that in free agency. So we do have like Caruso we could sign here, but he's going to regress like crazy. And yeah, so power forward probably won't be solved in free agency. So is there any way we can make a trade for a power forward? I mean, technically, yes. We do have some salaries we can throw together to find a power forward. So I think that's probably what we do next. I'm going to make sure we're not over the second apron. Pretty sure we're not. Yeah, definitely not. So we are going to try to see if we can find a starting power forward that's going to fit fantastic next to Kawhi and Paul, or sorry, not Paul George anymore, next to James Harden. Although we could use Harden's salary low-key to maybe find that power forward. Although he just had a great year for us, but I don't know. Am I going to re-sign him? Good question. We're going to try to trade for power forward, though, even if that means trading James Harden. So I think we found the power forward we're going to go for, and that is Kyle Kuzma. It does suck to send out Aaron Bradshaw here, but in this video, I don't think he'll ever play a role here. We have Zubac and Capella locked up for quite some time now. So I think I'm fine with sending him out. We're going to be sending out Coffee, Kobe Brown, and Zeke Naji also to match Kuzma's salary. But that would get us Kyle Kuzma, which is what we want. I'm going to try to see if we can do without a first-round pick because they get Aaron Bradshaw, who I think is a good prospect, and they do agree. So just like that, we get Kyle Kuzma, so we have our brand new starting power forward, which feels great. So now we can go sign one in free agency, and we are ready to roll. So I'm going to sign Trey Lyles, and we got ourselves a nice little roster going into next season around Kawhi, which is what we wanted. Now, Harden doesn't regress anymore, which is good. Hopefully, we still get a good Harden next year. Terrence Mann goes down, which was to be expected. Primo is up, and so is Cam Christie. So all of that is looking great. We're going to next season. As I said in this video, we're committed to trying to win with Kawhi. We got to the finals last year, surprisingly, and we've added now Capella and Kuzma to this core around Kawhi and Harden, which feels great. Maybe we still can send out James Harden if he sucks this year. I hope he doesn't because I want to just kind of keep him. But we do have to consider he's on the last year of his deal, and I don't really know how much he'll age well. So that's a lot to think about. But we'll see how it goes. If he's doing good, I won't send him out. But if there's an opportunity to maybe trade him and upgrade, we might have to consider it. So we're going to go ahead, though, simulate this season. I love the roster we've put together, and hopefully this team ends up succeeding like I think they're going to. At the end of year number 2, Victor Wembanyama already gets an MVP award. 28, 12, 3 blocks, 2 steals. The man's an animal, as we all know. Ace Bailey ends up on the Warriors and wins Rookie of the Year. Nikola Topic is your 6-man Wemby Defensive Player. Rob Dillingham Most Improved, and Anthony Edwards is your Clutch Player of the Year, and Tyronn Lue Coach of the Year has 55 and 27 on the season. So yeah, we had a damn good year, which is why you saw that I didn't stop at the deadline to make any moves, as Kawhi once again made All-NBA, All-Defensive second team. And we're the first team in the Western Conference, which feels fantastic. So let's go take a look at the player stats for the season and kind of see what Kuzma brought to the table. So he was the third scorer for us, 25 from Kawhi. I decided not to trade Harden because he's still averaging 21 and 9, and we were good, so kept it the way it was. 18 from Kuzma, 14 from Kevin Porter, 12 and 10 from Zubac, 12 from Bones Highland, 8 from Derek Jones, 8 and 9 from Capella. So yeah, the team is doing damn good. Does that mean we win a championship? We shall see. We're going to get the Timberwolves in round 1, who have a good Dillingham. I would not be shocked at all if we actually get upset here, because Minnesota is a team that you don't really want to see in 2K, especially with Anthony Edwards up to a 99 overall. So we might be screwed here, but let's see what happens. Somebody around against Minnesota. Dillingham and Edwards is intimidating, and we are going to be up 3-1. So I thought we might be screwed, but maybe we can close them out here in 6, hopefully. I hope we can close them and not go to a game 7, because they're going to start Bones Highland. I don't know if I like that. So we're going to, okay, different. So it's James Harden and Bones Highland starting. All right, I guess. We'll see how that goes. All right, I think Dillingham and Bones are probably like the same size, so I think that could work out. So let's see if we can beat them here. And we are going to have the lead right now. Please don't blow it. I would love to get past the first round here, and we are going to get past the first round. We would have went to a game 7. I would have been a little nervous for that, but now we get New Orleans. So we did beat last year. So, I mean, we'll see if we can beat them this year. So Kuzma, Kawhi, Harden against McCollum, Murray, Ingram, Zion, Isaiah Jackson is their starting center. So we'll see how it goes. Somebody come around against New Orleans, and we are going to be up 2-1, 3-1. Nope, even series. All right, even series. So let's go back to original starting 5. I don't know if that's going to fix anything, but we have a huge game 5 here. So we got to win this one. We lose this one, and we're blowing them out. So they didn't even come to play at all, which is a great sign that maybe we could take the win in this series. We blew them out badly in that one. We just smacked them in the face. Now, can we do the same thing in New Orleans? I'm sure they'll come out, a little bit better than last game, though, and we do have ourselves a little bit of a closer one. So yeah, close game in the fourth quarter. Let's see if we can maybe take it though. Up 4, and we are going to blow it. So we're going to a game 7. Damn. All right. Game 7 against New Orleans. I mean, do we go 8-man rotation here? I think we do. Game 7. Let's play our 8 best players here. And let's see if we can get a win and go back to the conference finals. And we get the Thunder if we do so. We have the lead right now, but they're right on our tails. Can we keep this lead, please? I really want to go to the finals to see if we match up well against the Thunder. And we got ourselves a close one. So we'll see, man. It's going to be close. And we... oh, boy. All right. So this is going to be... we have a 4-point lead, but I think we had a 4-point lead last time. 52 seconds. I'm gonna gamble here and not jump in. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Okay, we take the lead. They take it. Oh, my goodness. Overtime. Okay. So I don't know what those last few plays were, but those were crazy. But now they're about to take the lead and might run it with it. Oh, wait. We're 2-point game. Please take the lead back. We do. Okay. Now, can we keep it? 3-point game, 2-point game. Oh, man. This is nerve-wracking. This is nerve-wracking. Please win this game. Okay. We won. That was very close, but we do end up beating them. Very close game. That fourth quarter was insane. But we get the Thunder. So the Oklahoma City Thunder, how well do we match up against the OKC Thunder is the greatest question. Markelle Fultz is their starting shooting guard. It seems like they always get him, but they pretty much have everybody else. Have they drafted anybody with our pick? Well, I guess our pick wasn't very good last year for one, so that didn't help them at all. All right, well, here goes nothing. Somebody occur around against the Oklahoma City Thunder, and we got an even series again. So we have been competitive, and ooh, they want to give minutes to Primo. Man, we're down bad if we're about to throw Primo in the playoffs. I don't know if I like that. I don't know. Throwing Primo in there sounds kind of bizarre, not gonna lie. Let's just, I mean, I don't know. What do we do? I mean, do we start? I think we gotta keep starting Terrence Mann. He's horrendous right now. Maybe we do bench him. So how do we do this? Maybe we start Derrick Jones Jr. as shooting guard, I guess, or something weird like that. I don't know. And then we could just take, we just do 8-man rotation, take Terrence Mann out of the rotation entirely, and maybe give a little more minutes to Bones Highland here and do something like that, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. And I'll give more minutes to Kuzma, more minutes to Kawhi, more minutes to Harden. Something like that, I guess. So, all right. Game 5 in LA. So let's see if we can come out here and win it. I don't like the idea of starting Primo when he hasn't played in the playoffs at all. It's just kind of a random suggestion by 2K. But maybe that's going to be our doom. Not listening to them. Like, just throwing Primo in there sounds weird. So Terrence Mann is going to be back in the starting 5. All right, so we got to win game 6 to go to a game 7. So we'll see if we can do that. We are going to be in OKC for this one, which is going to be an ultimate test for us. But we do have the lead right now. And as long as 2K doesn't suggest we start Primo next game, we should be golden, right? So game 7 in LA. Terrence Mann's still going to start, so he is back. Cavaliers are the ones who make it to the Eastern, or to the finals. So this would be our second year in a row making it if we were to get past the Thunder here. And this will be a nerve-wracking one. So let's see if we can come out here and win this one. So we have the lead right now. And it's going to be somewhat close. But I think we're going to beat them. So the Thunder, man, ever since they lost Giddey, they've been nerfed just a little bit. But we are back in the finals again. Kawhi Leonard with 29 points. Legendary run so far. And obviously all this is assuming Kawhi would even be healthy, which that's a big question mark, of course. But Cavaliers, we're gonna go game by game on this one. So game 1 goes to us. We blow them out 153 to 119. Great start. Harden with 46. We're getting pretty much vintage Kawhi and Harden throughout this video. Will we get that in real life? I don't know about that. But they even it up. Okay, so it's not gonna be so easy. 2 to 1. Ah, man, I was really looking forward to a 3 to 1 potentially, but we don't get it. So we're gonna go back to the Bones Highland thing, I guess. We gotta win game 5. If we lose game 5 against the Cavs, man, it would suck really badly to go back to the finals go to the finals 2 years in a row just to lose. And we got ourselves a close one, but we are gonna win game 5. Okay, we have an advantage here. Can we get Kawhi Leonard's 3rd championship on a 3rd different team in Cleveland for this one? Come on, man, win this one. Don't even worry about a game 7. It's somewhat, no, I think we did it, guys. We have won a championship. Of course, all of this, a lot of things would have to fall in the Clippers' favor for this to even be the case. I don't really know if Kawhi and James Harden are going to play like this, and if, you know, they'll hold up all year with injury stuff. So, hey, we got it done. That's what truly matters. I think I've been in a little bit of a rut as far as winning championships as well. So I'm kind of glad we got one today. Capella in 2K is always really good, so I'm not surprised that he helped out a ton. Kuzma, really nice addition. Average 18 in the playoffs with 41% shooting from 3. So yeah, I think we did pretty good in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Curious to see how the Clippers do in real life. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting Western Conference to watch next year with the Clippers and the Warriors losing their 2 guys and seeing how, you know, they brought in some interesting players, but will it help them is the question mark. So I'm gonna end it there. I choke on my words. I'm gonna end it there. Thank you guys for watching. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.